At Harborview, the 4th of July is such a devastating holiday for a lot of our patients. There's nothing that is more dangerous throughout the year, in my head, than mixing explosives and alcohol. So we're going to have a whole weekend of 4th of July activities, and we're going to see a lot of people who completely changed their lives because they made one simple bad decision, and now they're either, they've lost a hand, they've lost their eyes, they've lost another appendage, or worse.
There's sometimes a trend of people trying to hold the tubes or be close to the tubes as they're lighting them to kind of project them. Sometimes people try to light the fireworks and then throw them. It's another common one that we see. People generally using these fireworks not recognizing the amount of damage they can cause. And when you're doing any of these things, your hands are obviously intimately involved as you're manipulating these fireworks. A lot of times these are younger patients. So we see a lot of teenagers and young adults, predominantly male, but all different groups that get involved. The teenagers are the ones that are really hard because it tends to be these young men predominantly who are using fireworks and really not aware that that split-second decision that they make, playing with their friends, playing with fireworks, kind of the moment of adrenaline where they're shooting a firework off, is then going to change the entire course of the rest of their life. The injuries themselves are blast injuries, so it's a huge amount of force that tend to have an explosive impact on the hand. So they cause fractures, dislocations, which means that the bones come out of joint, they come out of place. If you imagine the way that a blast happens, and then you imagine kind of your hand on top of it, you think about how a hand might, it's a little bit graphic, but how a hand might in fact kind of explode in a sense. And that's essentially what we see, where there's trauma to the skin, the soft tissues, the tendons that help you move your fingers, the nerves that let you sense your fingers, and then the bones themselves. And so you're really talking about injuries at kind of every level of tissue in the hand. And you alluded to amputation. There's oftentimes traumatic amputations of either part of the hand, digits like individual fingers, or the entire hand.
Also on 4th of July, in addition to the firework injuries, we see a lot of motor vehicle accidents involving drinking and driving, speeding. And these are all of these things are things that not only can, in a split second, change your life forever in a really negative way, they can also ruin someone else's life. So I would just urge people, don't drink and drive, be safe with fireworks, have fun in a way that doesn't ruin your life.